Issues that matters the most. And of course, with me here in the studio, I have Obasi Hoyi Thompson. Good afternoon to you, Thompson.
Good afternoon, Catalyst. Good afternoon, Malabites and Malabrises. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Africa. Good afternoon, Iran. Good afternoon, Kano, Kaduna, and all of that. So I think it's just a beautiful afternoon this day. Thank God it's Monday already, and a very hot afternoon out there. Yeah, at some point in time, I think it was going to rain, and then before you know it, you switch over. As if it's a woman who has swing.
I actually think we are not in the same place actually, because I can't even imagine when it's the same. It wanted to rain.
Yeah, I really don't know where you're coming from, because I have been waiting for you, and then when I called the number, it was not reachable. This user is busy. I don't know why you're busy doing this hot afternoon.
No. I think we don't want to talk
and you came back sweating.
We don't want to talk about that, because it's very surprising that just in this little Calabar that we have no network, no network,
hunger. You even need to turn around. You don't even have somebody by your shoulder. At least somebody to pet you and all of that.
Thompson, Thompson, I think we just need to get directly down to what we have for today. Okay. For today, it's actually Monday and the beginning of a new week. Just like we said that our country is it's more like it's always on emotion. It's not always a still. So we have a lot of stories always coming each passing day. So first, we will be starting from our immediate environment that is Calabar. And just a few minutes ago, we had a report that we have some of the citizens, or some of the persons, of course, that were employed under the civil service scheme under the administration of Senator Prince Bassey who were actually coming out to protest that ever since they received the appointment letter, and for about 11 months now, they have not been paid their salaries.
I even thought it's 9 months, 11 months. Wow.
Yeah, so they've not been paid their salaries since last year, and it calls for lots of questioning. While lots of persons out there are asking questions, can we really checkmate the legitimacy of their appointment letters, of course, because as of last year at a certain time we got a report that there were some persons that got employed through the corners, and it was not genuine.
Yeah, and then the boss was suspended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it raises a lot of questions, but that is actually one of the big story that we have on the table. There's a very beautiful afternoon. Meanwhile, we also need to travel down to River State, where I think we actually beginning to have a peace back in River State.
In River State particularly.
Yes, because
I don't think that peace is totally a peace, because so far so good. We'll still have a lot of ups and downs in regards to Rotimi Amechi, campaign. That was a lot of.
I think Rotimi Amechi interest is more of the presidential which it raises a lot of questionings about the possibility. However, we are not writing anybody's off in the race, because as long as
politics in Nigeria is concerned,
anything can actually happen. So we are not writing anybody's off. But moving down to the leader leadership of the Rivers State, where before now you can actually recall that the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and of course the speaker, we actually have intense issues, also accompanied with the grievances that the governor had with his predecessor in person of the current FCC minister, Nyesom Wike. But just like the minister came out to say that Mr. President have intervened, and now we are about to see peace in the state. And just this afternoon we got a report that the Rivers State House of Assembly have cleared already five persons, five Fubara's commissioner nominees, and also in like ways they have actually rejected 4 persons also. So that is actually coming from the CP of Rivers State. Meanwhile, also we also getting a report also that there's these 2 strong persons that seem like the way the strongholds of the People Democratic Party in person of Makinde, and we've also got some report that Makinde and Bala Mohammed, of course, are actually having consideration of leaving the People's Democratic Party.
Yeah, especially owing to the fact that the court have come out with another. The appeal court have actually said, hey, yes, what the tribunal said is true, so we have to go with them. So it means that PDP, as it is now, will likely not survive 2027. Yeah.
All right, talking about not surviving already, we saw the first instance in the Osun State gubernatorial list that was out, where
that was released.
Yes, we witnessed that the People's Democratic Party were missing out on the list, alongside with the Labour Party also, who were also missing out. So it raises lots of questions. Maybe this is just an introduction to how the 2027 general
elections. I think SDP was
not
also on the list.
The Social Democratic Party as
was
well,
not also on the list.
So
So we have all the A's. If your party starts with A, good luck. So it means it should be on the list. Yeah.
All right, so we also have, just like you actually said, the appeal court have actually come out to affirm judgment barring INEC from validating PDP Ibadan convention.
Okay.
That happens to be the Makinde faction. So this still raises lots of questions over the leadership tussle that involves the People Democratic Party. And as well as still on the 2027 general elections, which is coming up, Jonathan's 2027 posters, of course, have begun to surface in Kaduna State and as well as other northern states. I don't know why you're actually laughing.
Oh my goodness!
But this is also one
of
the headlines
I love Nigeria so much.
On the decks this beautiful afternoon.
Okay, so I think while we go on a short commercial break, and so when we come back, we take the headlines, we take the stories in details, just like you've had there. So don't forget to also be part of this conversation, and the phone numbers to call is 0809-4444-058. And so don't forget, even the University of Calabar, we also have a lot of concerns that we needed to talk about. Don't forget that there was a gift of about 500, birds, coming from the student union government, and also renovations that is currently ongoing in our respective hostels and all of that. So I went through it all, and don't forget, like we said, when we come back from this short commercial break, definitely we're going to be breaking down in details, and you also be part of this conversation. My name is Obi Thompson, and then the boss is still here, of young Uncle the Catalyst.
I think we actually changed that to a taxi. All right, guys, so we'll be back after this very break. Stay with us. Welcome back from that short musical break. You're still listening to the States of the Nation here on Unical Radio 103.5, your number one and darling infotainment radio station right in the beautiful Canaan city of Calabar, the land that flows with milk and honey. My name still remains Okon of Yondi Cartalis, and right here with me, I still have a Basi Hoyi Thompson, and who is moved down to what actually has to do with concerns us as a people. And I'm just coming in. We've also received report. There's a beautiful afternoon that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, otherwise known as NNPCL, has increased the pump price for the premium motor spirit, popularly known as fuel, for the second time in less than 24 hours. And of course, a report has it that the new pushing pump price has risen up to 1,080 naira per liter in places like Abuja. However, we're still yet to get reports of the price of how much is being sold here in the city of Calabar. But rumors has it that most of the outlets are selling at the rates of 1,150 naira. However, we're still looking forward to follow up this. But then it raises lots of concern because it comes at the time whereby people may want to ask them questions as to why the increase in petrol prices. Just like during the weekend, I heard someone saying, could it be because of the ongoing crisis between Iran, Israel, and the United States that must have prompted the hike in the pump price of petroleum?
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly why we are having this increase. Don't forget that there has been reports online that a barrel of oil is now over $100. So it means unarguably a lot of countries are going to face a lot of challenges, when it has to do with oil business. So don't forget that oil is one of the major resources, natural resources, that every country depends on, every industry depends on, for its survivors and all of that. And so basically, I don't know why Nigeria, particularly, we should be happy. We should feel so excited, because this current administration we're talking about, when Jonathan was on board and they were selling oil over $100 per barrel. Do you understand? And so they thought that Nigerians should not be suffering because of that particular thing. And then we didn't even have refinery. Don't forget, we were even paying fuel subsidies at that time. But today we have a refinery. We are not paying fuel subsidy, and yet look at the amount of money we are going to be selling per barrel. So it means Nigerians are not supposed to be suffering, but rather it has not become I heard someone say that Iran is the people who are in war, but Nigerians are the ones suffering for Iran. I don't understand. I really try to puzzle up my head to think why this is really happening. Because one, we have these resources that we are selling out, and so the money we're supposed to have to make more money, and so this more money making is supposed to affect everyone, including me working in the streets. But look at it, I was sweating all through under the sun.
Thompson, 6 days ago we had a petrol which was selling for the rates of 950, and today we are having it selling at over 1,000 naira. And we've also had report that Dangote has suspended loading 3 times in 1 week, and every suspension is followed by a price hike. And it's already getting so tense. And you actually made mention saying that Nigerians should be happy about the changes that we are seeing in the petroleum sector, simply because we are the one benefiting from it. And now, according to you, use the word we, but then I I'm actually curious because when we're talking about the we and the people who really makes from that context of we are not getting to benefit, it raises lots of questions. Because if you use the word we and a common Nigerian on the street, a common minibus driver on the street, it cannot actually get to the outlet to buy for at a cheap price, then it simply shows that these persons are actually not benefiting from from the sales and everything. And if truly it's actually supposed to be to our own advantage, then are we not supposed to be buying it at the lower rate?
Okay, so for me, I don't know basically how I am a Nigerian and not a Nigerian. I don't know, but I shouldn't play on my own personal emotions to this case, because particularly if I on my own can have up to 10 million votes, I can basically say that they will never see my vote. Why? Because one, you made a promise to Nigerians, in the last election that if you do not stabilize the economy of this country, if you do not do this, I shouldn't vote for you. And so, of course, you've not done anything. So why should I vote for you? And so we're asking again, what will be the campaign, statement this time around? What would you say? What would be the campaign promises? Now, this is not the case of you are not in power, or when you come to power, you're going to get this. You're going to give us water. You're going to give us light, right? You're going to provide roads. You're going to do hospital. You're going to do everything. Okay, so here you are in government. You're controlling all the billions, all the resources, all the sectors in the country. You're controlling them. So why are we still having challenge? Why are we still having all of this concern? So for those guys in the street, when it's campaign period, they brand their cars, okay, and say, hey, we are supporting this particular person to go for this particular position, right? They release their cars for these services and all of that. So if it affects them, they won't release their cars for that. So if it doesn't affect them, they will release their cars. So when it's time for elections and campaign, you see people standing under the sun. And I keep asking myself, should I myself, particularly, who is paying somebody who inherited the great-grandparents' property, and so he has come to increase his price in the name of house rent, after paying all of the exorbitant rates, and then return back to the street to come and queue under the sun, under the rain, waiting for you who is sitting under an AC, office, and then driving in AC cars, who doesn't even care if there's gallop in the street or not. I care if there's gallop in the street or not, because when it gets to that place, the taxi who is carrying me will have to stop. Okay, we'll have to break down, and I have to come back and start pushing. I noticed this morning while I was coming to work that a particular taxi was driving, and all of a sudden he entered the gallop, and so the vehicle broke down. The passengers helped to tow the vehicle down to a safe place for them to get fixed and then start movement again. So it becomes a problem for me. So if basically I have turned around, this is getting to 2 weeks now from where I'm staying, and I'm told that the vice chairman of that particular local government is staying in that street, and we don't have lights. This is getting to 2 weeks. And so when it's time for elections, you expect me to come and campaign for you. It's not going to happen. So if everyone out there it's going to think like this, we're not going to get it wrong. We're going to get it right, because we are not seeing it. There's no water, there's no light, there's no road, and nothing is actually working. And you expect me to come campaign for you? That's not going to happen. Okay, so, and then basically as a country, I think we're even talking about just one part of it. Here we're not even, dabbling into insecurity. Here we're just talking about what is happening in the oil sector, because basically Nigeria, we are forgetting about agriculture, we're forgetting about every other sector. All our minds and focus is still only on the oil sector and the Niger Delta as a region per se. What will be their own benefit from this oil rise? Because like I keep saying, we're supposed to benefit from this. We're not supposed to be regretting why Iran and US and Israel are fighting over there. If you look at the miles, it's thousands and thousands of miles away from there. So people are fighting war. And the country that is even fighting war, they are not complaining. They are not complaining like us, who even have the resources. We're selling as well. Look at, it's because Israel have to bombard, their, over 30 oil storage tanks in Iran. And so because of that, currently we are suffering. We're supposed to be enjoying. We're supposed to be happy that even this is happening. Okay, but here we are regretting why there is war. Yeah, we should regret why there is war. But then, at least we are selling our product, okay, at a very high rate. So we should be very happy. In fact, all those persons who are saying, look at the doctors who are going on strike, they shouldn't go on strike. ASU, this is the time for the federal government to make their money and pay off.
I actually keep on opposing when you make that statement saying that using the word we, because
that is what is embedded in the groundwork of this country. When we talk about the constitution of this country, that is what.
When you are using the word we, don't forget that the NNPCL is actually,
is it because you're not working there?
No. It's not about the matter of not working there. It's we actually saying things the way it is. The NNPCL, irrespective of the fact that they have a lot of refineries, none is actually working.
None of them is working.
Which means that
and the government keep budgeting.
Nigeria now is only dependent on the Dangote refinery,
which is still not even working.
Of course, at least we are seeing results from the Dangote refinery compared to the NNPCL. But now
when you say results, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like saying you're going to school and then instead of having an A, once you see an E, you're so happy. Do you understand? I think that is what happens to a lot of our Malabites and Malabresses, when you write an exams and then you say, hey, this course is too strong, you cannot sort, you cannot find your way, and you just see an E, you go to the church and go and give testimony. That's exactly what it means in the Nigerian context as it is today, because we have failed totally. But because it is just working, people are just going there and making money, so we feel, oh, it's okay. It's better than not having before. But for me, it is totally a mess. So it doesn't really make any sense.
Okay. I think you've actually helped me in making my points. So that's why I said that the word we, of course, we actually, I will actually not accept the word we, because it doesn't really align with the citizens, because they are actually the ones at the receiving end, and they are not really seeing the benefit of the hike in sale price. And of course, I don't forget that this is actually caused by the Dangote refinery have actually refused to sanction sales to local marketers.
What
if the country on a monopoly?
What if of course he should, because when you talk about salt, he is the only person. You will talk about cement, he is the only person. When you talk about all of these things, he is the only person.
He's actually not the only person. I feel
no. If you look, listen, when we say monopoly, you are not saying somebody is producing something and you have. There's no competitors. There's no competitors. Everywhere you see is Dangote products and all over. But yet we have a lot of individuals. We have a lot of secondary school leavers who are ready, who are capable to say, hey, I want to change this system. I want to change this. But the government of the day will not give you certification for that. They will not give you license to do that.
I think
so. That is where the monopoly system comes into play. In the
aspect of the cement, I actually are going to argue that, because we have the honor of we have a particular cement which I will not want to name. I mentioned the name.
Please,
we have Abdul Samad Rabiu, who happens to be an owner of a cement producing company. So I wouldn't want to say in terms of that, and Dangote is actually monopolizing over that. But in terms of other sector, which particularly is the oil product.
Yeah, when we talk about monopoly, it's still the same thing. It's still because of this same one man.
You talked about competition. Now, before this man existed, was NNPC functioning in the first place? Now, don't forget that Dangote at first was not into all reproductions and refinery of a thing. It was NNPC, in fact, as of then, was saddled with the responsibility before there was a reform which they had to reform them to NNPCL. That's the limited was actually joined. That was under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. And since then, we actually...
And then he made himself a minister so that he would take all the money.
We were hoping as the people that, just like the world says reforms, we're going to be seeing, some changes in that very sector.
Yeah.
But, years after years, and here we are still not seeing reforms in that very sector. So now,
because of lack of accountability. So when we have people being held to give account of, as we speak today, about 20 billion naira is still missing, just a couple of days ago, and so it's still missing. And so here we're still talking about a country that is poor economically, but here we have leaders who are not held accountable. The former president and minister died, and nobody questioned him. It's not supposed to be so. Today we're not supposed to be where we are today as a country, as a nation. So we're supposed to find ourselves in a place where things are supposed to get better.
With respect, and of course in respect to the our later president Muhammadu Buhari. I don't know why you say we should question. We can't question the dead.
So why are we still going after Abacha's loot? So why are we still going after Abacha's loot? It shouldn't be.
Why? No. Thompson, I think
the likes of Buhari. I think
you are taking this conversation too long, and if you want to venture into this conversation, I think we might not run up today, because if you're talking about Abacha's loot, those routes, are they recoverable? Yes. And Nigerians doing effort to make sure that they recover it? Yes. So I think that should not even be a context to discuss on, or to even dialogue on. But then also don't forget, you are still listening to the Public Affairs here on the State of the Nation, and it's right about time where we have to open the phone lines based on the lot of headlines that we've actually read through you here in this beautiful afternoon. And if you're listening there, I am very much here, and it's always an excitement, also an happiness whenever we are here. The phone line 08094444058. If you're out there and you actually want to reach out, and of course to contribute to what is happening in our country, the phone lines is very much open, and we're definitely going to pick the first call that we have this beautiful afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Casey.
Kingsley, yeah.
Yes, still remember my humble self, Mr. Casey.
Yeah, happy new month to you, Mr. Casey. I think this is actually the first time getting to hear your voice in the month of March.
Yes, you can say that again. Salam alaikum. So, let me contribute small this afternoon. I like the topic.
All right, Mr. Casey.
As a concerned citizen, I talk, for our people. And the people that are concerned are supposed to be talking like this. You understand? This country, I don't know who is fooling who. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If APC succeeded, ADC, Labour Party and PDP is not in the ballot paper come 2027. It means that it's not going to be election. You understand what I'm saying? The election is not going to take place, as far as I'm concerned. You understand what I'm saying? Because some people we are looking up to, that is their party. That is where they are. Are you with me?
But
the people which we feel that they can deliver. You understand what I'm saying? So this is their platform where they want to contest. Abure would think that he will succeed and push the young man, which is Obi. You understand? Become a King Kong, a one-man squad. He want to run the party with him. But you see now, what the party, the court has shown him this thing. So, you understand? So he cannot do that.
Okay, Mr. Casey, like you said that if I come 2027 election, we do not have the Labour Party, we do not have the PDP, then that means there is no election. So now I actually want to ask a question. Now, if PDP, Labour Party, and the rest of the parties failed into make it up for the 2027 elections, are we supposed to blame the ruling party, or we are supposed to blame those parties that they have failed to meet the electoral criteria, of course, to make them stand the elections?
Let me tell you, for the ruling party, this is the strategies, you understand, to delay them not to do what they're supposed to do ahead of time. Are you with me?
Okay.
These are strategies. You know who are in the political arena, political angle, know what I'm talking about. Okay? This is a thing so that they will disorganize them not to gather themselves, put themselves in order to forge ahead. You understand what I'm saying? To plan ahead. These are the things. Believe you me, once election is drawing close, you will hear that I hereby, all those parties you see now will begin to come out. And by then, they primarily they don't do the strategy, the consultation, you have not been taking place, and then so who is fooling who in this country? We will know is going on and know the strategies. And I always say that until we decide, the office of the Massey, which is the network, is the highest office in the land.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So, what to do? Nobody will fool us in anywhere. We'll stand for what we believe. and we must get it right.
Okay,
if they like, make them go and then they come out, go to.
Mr. Casey. Hello. Yeah, Mr. Casey, but before we let you go, let's quickly ask you this, because this is Nigeria, okay, whether we like it or not. So we're asking this afternoon, Iran is fighting, okay, there is war between Iran, US, and Israel. And so the oil price, today we're having Nigeria selling oil, above 100 barrel, US dollars per barrel. So now we are asking, are we supposed to benefit, or are we supposed to regret why this is happening? Can you hear me?
All right, so I think we actually have to let go of Mr. Casey. Yeah. If you are still listening now, the phone lines is still very much open. 0809-444-4058. 0809-444-4058. And if you send in a text message, definitely make sure that we read it out loud and clear. So, going back, I think we have Mr. Casey calling us back this afternoon.
Yeah, so, Mr. Casey.
Yes, sorry for that transmission break.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to find out, okay, because today every one of us is using transportation and all of that, and so there have been transportation increase. So we are asking today, are we not supposed to be happy that fuel barrel, oil price have actually gone up? Are we supposed to regret for this particular reason?
My brother, anytime you see controversies coming to, in fact, there is no smoke without fire.
Okay.
If in economics they say that prone to abnormality. You understand what I'm saying? Before some people can benefit, others will suffer. Are you with me?
Okay.
While we are suffering, there are people who enriching themselves. All this money is going to their pockets. Are you with me? So nobody should fool who. This is our country, and this is our mineral resources. Before now, we were depending on agriculture to survive as a country. But I don't know why the reverse has been the case. Are you with me?
Yes.
Because until we have our refinery, that is when we get it right in this country. Not a personal refinery say we are making progress. Let us build our own refinery. Know that this is our own. This is Nigeria, not Dangote. Dangote is a one-man standing business.
Okay.
Are you with me? And it still remains as far as I'm concerned. Not our country refinery.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley. We really appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
So first of all, he did talk about politics come 2027 general elections, and he's talked about those persons who Nigerians are actually yearning for to be in the ballot box and all of that. So now I am asking a very simple question that whether we like it or not. Okay, 2027 is going to be a very interesting year,
just like 2023.
Well, 2023 was a bit kind of, it was a wake-up call to Nigerians, but 2027 is going to be a total participation progress.
Personally, I don't know if we, witness an election like we witness the 2023 general elections, because I don't know if we witness such election, because just like you said, it was, a wake-up call to Nigerians. For the first time in a long time, I saw Nigerians who were so determined to go cast their vote. You see people, they don't mind trekking a long distance to get to
despite the fact that most of our polling units were all changed on the election day.
You see people, after casting out their vote, they stand there to make sure that the result is being announced. You saw people with this zeal of, I want to see my vote count. I want to see my vote count. And, whether we like it or no, the 2023 election came and it went, and of course we accept the result as a people and we forge ahead. We have 2027, of course, is still coming. And Mr. Casey said something talking about talking about strategy. Of course, that the conflict going on in the other parties is as a result of a strategy by the ruling party, which of course we cannot really ascertain for sure if it's actually the way it is. But as long as the political space is concerned, we cannot always write off some things, because you get to ask yourself questions: why should all this be coming when it's almost time to elections? Why is it always coming when it's time to elections? And at the end of the day, we end up saying, once because for sure that the constitution of the country has provided a phrase whereby when there is a crisis in one party, you have the leverage to migrate to another party. And now the ruling party seems to be the only party that is
cooperating. Now
it seems to be the only party without a conflict, so understanding, issues, so welcoming.
Understandable girlfriend. Just like you're saying, you're having an understandable girlfriend.
It seems to be the only party that everybody, everything is going on very well. And you look at every other party,
like
and you be like, come on, what am I doing here? I need to go to the ruling party. So it's so obvious. The Labour Party, a party that was the talk of the town 2023, 2022. It's no more, the talk of the town. PDP that was once the People's Party, power to the people. Everywhere you go, PDP. All of a sudden,
but don't you think on the long run it's gonna be something where now that the PDP has taking a stand, the court have taken a stand on the PDP matters, don't you think a lot of them will want to pitch their tent either under the APC or under the ADC, as the case may be? Because the 2027 general election is going to be between ADC, APC, ACP, AMPP. So if your party starts with A, congratulations, you're going to be on the ballot come next year and all of that.
No.
And also, but then,
okay.
I think talking about politics, trust me, we won't get away with it. But let's return back to Cross River State.
Now, you actually asked me, I don't know why you, if you're to be an examiner, you'll be a very bad examiner. Because how can you ask a student question, you do not give the student a platform to answer the question? So you actually talked about come 2027 elections will have a lot of parties, but then I don't know why you say if your party does not start with A, you might not get
it's just like in Ghana. If your name doesn't start with J, there's no need for for you to be the president of Ghana.
All right, so like you actually asked if we are, of course, just like we've already seen, lots of governors have already defected to the ruling or Progressive Congress. Just like some of the political elites are already agitating that they do not want to see a one-party system in the country. Of course, we've never been in support because having a one-party state, it's very bad. We must be sincere. It's very bad because a country without an opposition is more like a country that nothing can be opposed. Every policy accepted by the people, whether the people likes it or no, you just have to go because there is no opposition after all. So it's already obvious that we are diving there. But the one thing we should be happy is that the 2027 elections is fast coming, and whether we like it or yes, there are lots of persons that will be aggrieved come 2027.
It's going to start by next month.
Out of the fact that you are aggrieved, you definitely want to leave the party.
Yeah.
After 2027 election, we will get to see that all these parties that we feel are not strong will start being strong.
Yeah.
Because after 2027 elections, we'll see most of the persons who feels that they were going to be carried along. When they are not being carried along, they will return back to where they came from.
Yeah.
Kudos to Nigerian system that anybody can wake up today, migrate to one party, the following day migrate to another party.
Yeah.
In 1 week you can
free movement.
In 1 week you can
freedom of movement.
In 1 week you can
freedom of association.
In 1 week you can be a member of 7 political parties, and no one questions you.
So long as you're alive.
So that is actually we do not want a one-party state. In as much as we are seeing, the dancing is actually going there.
But I feel particularly, it doesn't matter whether we have a one political party system in Nigeria.
I tell you for sure it matters.
Oh well,
I tell you for sure it matters.
If it matters, we have a lot of leaders who shouldn't even accept that.
I draw so much example from. Let's take an example from the United States, the Democrat and the Republican.
Okay.
Now we actually had the Democrat who came into power. That's under when Joe Biden was actually Joe Biden was actually the president. you can actually look at the Democrats, and you know that the Democrats stand for one thing, and you look at the Republican, you know that they stand for something. Now, imagine if the United States was actually a party, was actually a country with just the Democrats alone. Just imagine that it was a country with just the Democrats. Do you think that they will be making so much statement that they make all over the world right now? I think they won't. Whenever you have the Democrats, you know that this is what they represent. Whenever you have the Republican, you know that this is what they represent. And you know for sure now that the Republican can always come out when the Democrat is in power. They can always come out to tell the Democrat, look, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. And imagine if you are in power and someone is coming to tell you you're not doing what you're supposed to do. That is already a challenge. Okay. You must wake up and you must do what you're supposed to do. Because if I come out and tell you that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I'm not just telling it to you directly. I am also telling it to your supporters. And also telling the people entirely that, look, these people are not doing what they are supposed to do. And I'll give reasons why the people should see that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And at the end of the day, we go to the poll. People will always make reference to that statement. People always make reference. Now look at the U.S. election, the last election that they conducted. The people you do not even need an angel to come from the sky. I don't know if they exist in the sky actually. You do not need an angel to come tell you that you need to vote for the Republican over the Democrat. You just have to vote simply because the Republican were able to discredit the Democrat, telling them, look, you've not represented the people well. You've not represented the philosophy of the United States. And the Republican had the opportunity. They came in, and of course they are doing it. And that doesn't mean that the Democrats also are relaxing. They are also out there also, trying also to oppose every policy and every actions from the Republican. So what am I trying to say in essence? That there is always a need for opposition. For you to say that, whether it's one party state, it doesn't really matter. To me, it matters. We need it.
Now,
we need it.
If you look at what is happening in Africa as a system entirely, don't forget, South Africa is having just 20 political parties. Just 20.
And you call it just?
Now, no, when I say just, if you look at the political landscape of South Africa, you marvel, right? You see the development, you see how things goes. If you look at Kenya, for instance, Kenya have just a little political party, just 3 or 5, thereabouts, and then if you ask, you will see how the development in Kenya is running through. If you look at Senegal have 100 registered political parties. Now, if you look at how the issues in politically in Kenya, you could see that there are a lot of differences. Guess what is happening in Morocco? If you look at the developments in Morocco, you could see that, Morocco is just less than 5, 6, 7. It's not even up to 8 political parties and all of that. And then Tunisia and all of that. If you look at the developments in those countries, you'll be so happy. Look at Ghana. Now, in Nigeria alone, let's look at let's say Congo, DR Congo. You see the problems they're having is because they have over 700 political parties. Now, if you look at Nigeria, that is why it's so complex. As the giants of Africa, everything that is so negative to an extent, we are so good at that. Now, look at it. We have over 2,000 political parties. Do you understand? But the major ones are just this incumbent, the one that the president is managing, and the one that another person who fell out with the president is also trying to incorporate and manage. So I think it is really wrong. For me, I think Nigeria, we should have just 2 political parties. If you're not yes, you're no. If you're not no, fine. It's good. If we have 3. If you're not yes, you're no. If you're not no, you're yes. If you're not, you say, oh, well, you're neutral. And so we have the independent candidacy. That is what is playing out in US. So when we talk about things, I really don't like us comparing it with United States of America, for crying out loud. I think we're going to get it wrong. But if we start within our African settings, we'll try to get it right. Because Nigeria is a big brother in the African setting, according to what we hear. But I don't see it playing
as a person,
out.
if you are aiming to be better, you don't do so by looking at people people that you are above. Like you said, Nigeria is the guidance of Africa. So why should you be looking at other African countries? You should be looking outside of Africa, because if Nigeria is the guidance of Africa, and you are going to look at other African countries, other African, then that means you are looking at your junior brother. You should not be learning from your junior brother. You should be looking at the higher ones.
This is why people who have been employed for the past 9-10 months have not been paid, because one, they are trying to compare themselves with people the system have already programmed that once you get a job, you are going to be paid.
I think there should. I think there should be there should be specification to the states about of that. Yes, you should make specification, because when you say there are people that have not been paid, you are generalizing it.
Now, when you get to have such system, you are already telling the people that you want them to work for you that, hey, as you're coming, whatever you see, take it. This is why corruption is breeding in every sector of our society. You do not have a place to say, this is not happening here, or it's not happening here. Everywhere. Because this set of persons, if after 9 months you've not paid them, and they are still working in the system, how do you want them to survive? How do you want them to pay Calabar landlords? How do you want them to pay these guys their rent?
The last time I checked, being a landlord was not an occupation, but I don't know why some persons have turned it to be an occupation. A lot of them have turned it to be an occupation because there is no any other means of you surviving or making things work out for you. There are other means of survival, but it's just that at some points we do not want to.
Are you a landlord?
Oh,
yes. Are you a landlord?
How does that concern the discussion right now?
Because it seems you're trying to break out of that break. Are you a landlord?
Thompson, let's not get there. So we just actually have another report, coming in here, where the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, commonly known as a patron, has come out to issue a statement saying that petrol price in Nigeria may rise to as high as 2,000 naira per liter.
Please let it rise
if the war in Middle East persists. So
I don't know why we are suffering over a war in the middle, like far thousands of miles. Why are we suffering? Why are we suffering?
This is
I think I need to go and fill my gas today, and then after that buy a bag of rice and keep in the house.
It's 54 minutes already gone past the hour of 2, and I think we have to draw the curtain close here. But trust me, we have lots we would have loved to look into. Meanwhile, Iran over there have actually launched a missile across the Middle East after naming Mojtaba Khamenei as its new leader, and they launched a series of missile strikes early this morning targeting Israel and Gulf nation as after naming Mojtaba Khamenei as
the Russian president have come out to say congratulations to him.
So he is actually the son of the former supreme leader Ali Khamenei. So although we actually got a report where the president of the United States said that any supreme leader without his approval will not exist. So we wait to see what will be the outcome of this. But
in coming minutes or in coming hours, because trust me, Israel would not want to play cards with this, because they believe that by shuttling their leadership, it's not going to give them that unity, that uniformity they deserve, and all of that. So let's watch out in a couple of hours to days what's going to play out, except this person doesn't exist within the Iran territory. And
actually, I don't know what you're talking about anyways, but it's actually been a wonderful moment here in the studio with you guys, and I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for always tuning to Unical Radio. I don't know if you actually have what to say.
Yes, before I go, I think I need to commend the AOs in our hostels, in the University of Calabar particularly, and the Dean of Student Affairs, and most importantly, the current management of the University of Calabar. I went on a tour this morning to the hostels, and trust me, what I saw was tremendous, especially in Hall 4, where renovations are currently ongoing, and then Hall 9, particularly where renovations are currently ongoing. And then for most of the hostels, I think there are lots of complaints that I want, that I'm also pleading with the management to equally take a look. I know they're going to do that step by step, but in conclusion, I think management should consider doing a particular project, and if that's the only thing you can achieve in your administration, it's fine. If you want to take care of hostel, please give us a good hostel. And so they sing, how do they call it, the WC being used in those facilities. So I think we shouldn't solve problem with a problem, a future problem, because those particular things are going to have more issues, this time, especially used in the female hostels because of parts and also other stuffs, items that these Malabres will always want to sink them inside those things. So I think that they should reconsider those parts of those parts of renovations and all of that, the lightnings and all of that. I went through Hall 4, particularly the fans, everything, the electrical works are so excellent. So I think those who are going to be occupying, they will have to do better. So for me to you, like I've always said from Forbes, do have a pleasant and a fantastic Monday, and then be the best that you can always be. If you see something, like I always say something.
All right, thank you so much, Obase Oyi Thompson. It's actually nice having you on the show, and to all our listeners out there, I want to say a very big thank you, a very big shout out to Mr. Casey out there. Thank you for always being with us. Thank you for always tuning in. Like I keep on saying, that security is everyone's business out there. If you see something, try as much as you can to make sure that you say something for a better Nigeria, a better Cross River State, and a better society at large. In everything you do, try and make sure that you stay out of trouble. Yeah. Goodbye and enjoy the rest of our broadcast. Yeah.